Hey everyone, CPO here, and I'm over at my buddy Chris's shop. Say hi, Chris.
Hey.
This is Rad Wraps, and we're in Essex, Maryland, and just off I-95. And what we're doing is this guy here. We're going to wrap the hood scoop that I just installed on Overclocked. And so yeah, we've got a whole bunch of options here, and I'll give you one guess on which color I might be going with, but we'll talk about that later. Chris, tell us about your company, what you do here, and yeah, why we're in this actually awesomely heated shop while it's cold outside.
Yeah, so I'm Chris at Rad Wraps. We here do paint protection film, vinyl work, and window tint alongside the automotive detailing side. So a good friend of mine started this business called Detail Solutions, and he had a lot of demand with people asking about window tint, paint protection film, everything along those lines. So he reached out to me, and that's when I came on board.
All right, so why am I wrapping and not painting? And that's probably a question many of you are wondering right now, and that's a question I put in my own mind. Like, what was my method for covering this? So first of all, it's important to know that even though this is a nice sort of a satin black finish, this is a paintable surface, but it's not designed to be left uncovered. It's not UV protectant, so it's not designed to be out in the elements. So you have to do something with it. A lot of people will paint it. Many people will probably paint it to match the hood. I chose to do something a little bit different. I kind of like that old school muscle car look with the black, matte black hood scoop, so you can see kind of that's where I'm going with this whole design. Plus, it matches very well. I've got sort of this matte black inlay here and a lot of other matte black objects nearby, such as this guy here. So I'm kind of going to matte black on this, and I had to wrestle with what I was going to do to make that happen. I originally thought paint, easy. Yeah, paint's not easy. There's a lot of prep work involved. There's a lot of surface prep you have to do to get paint to stick to plastic. And then my understanding is matte black is really hard with a matte clear for UV protection. So that's a whole nother problem. I didn't want a purple hood scoop in a couple years. So I ruled that out. Then I went the Plasti-Dip route thinking, oh yeah, that's easy, I can do that myself. Plasti-Dip doesn't like high temperatures, which brings me to this stuff. What is this stuff, Chris, and why does it become so popular for vehicle surfaces?
As everything, there's pros and cons to, paint, Plasti-Dip, and even vinyl wrap too. A big reason a lot of people choose vinyl wrap over other things is because of the durability that it protects your paint underneath. And if you get sick of it, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you obviously can take it off and you have a brand new, unpainted, clean surface underneath. As Chris mentioned, we're going to keep that sort of flat matte finish. Just to go along with the rest of the theme that he has going on the Jeep too, and the little orange accents are going to go really well as well. And that's another thing. Customization with vinyl wrap is basically the thing that helps people decide against wrap versus paint. And like I said, you can change it as easy as you put it on. So
yeah, that's actually a great point, because one of the things you and I talked about on the phone was I'm still struggling whether I'm going gloss or matte or a combination thereof. Well, with paint, you kind of have to have that figured out when you start.
Right.
With this, we can sort of experiment as we go. So we're going to experiment with maybe some glossy / matty combination and just see if anything looks like it's going to make sense. And the final product may vary a little bit from what we thought. So that's kind of the cool thing about this, is it gives you a little bit of options to sort of create on the fly. So anyway, let's do this. You ready?
Let's get started.
temporarily permanent or permanently temporary? Which one is it?
I guess it could be both. Yeah, so it depends either way you look at it. It's temporary to the point where you can take it off, and it's permanent to the point where it'll stay on as long as you want it to, or as long as the vinyl doesn't fail. So yeah, it's on there pretty well. I mean, it's what it's made for, so it has very good adhesive in it. It's gonna stick. It's gonna stick for the lifetime of you want it, however long you want it to stick for.
This could, in theory, outlast a paint job.
Yeah, absolutely. Depends on how well you take care of it. A lot of people, what they're doing nowadays is they're adding ceramic coating on top of the vinyl wrap, which helps prolong the life of it. And we've been doing that here, or at least we offer it to all my customers here at Detail Solutions. They have a couple different brands of ceramic coating to put on top of the vinyl, which, you know, this is meant to have a paint-like finish. And so in that regard, it's gonna hold the ceramic coating just as well as a normal paint job would. And obviously that will help prolong the life of the vinyl as well, because you have that extra layer of protectant on top.
So I haven't really told you guys what I'm going to do with this, like what colors, but you can clearly see this is a gloss black, but don't be fooled. We've got more to come. We'll call this the base coat.
Yeah.